Hey everybody, welcome back to Small Talk Japan. On this show, we talk about all things Japan in English. My name is Mitch, and I'm here with
Alexander Bradshaw.
Alex. We got a special request to make sure that you're on the show.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, we like Alex too.
Sorry.
Where is he?
Yeah, I've been a bit busy recently, so...
Been busy?
Yeah.
Well, today we're going to talk about a lot of fun things. We're going to talk about COVID, like we always do. We're going to talk about COVID shots, which you're going to have a say about, I think.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about how marriages in Japan are on the decline, thanks to COVID.
Yeah. Something you know about in great detail.
And we're going to talk about how Abe's assassin was really actually successful in his mission, which is kind of sad. And we're going to talk about some lighthearted things.
Yes, as well. About the heat in Japan and the Weather Association coming up with some new words to describe it.
Yeah, actually, I actually want to talk to you about something that happened in the UK about that anyways.
What, that it was really hot?
No, not just that, but yeah, sorry, continue.
We've also got a police found a man next to the US Embassy in Tokyo carrying gunpowder, which is homemade, for a similar kind of thing.
Yeah.
We've got a limited sale of glasses that can halt or reverse nearsightedness. And finally, some robot arms replacing stock in Family Mart.
Roll that intro. So I just got back from summer camp.
Right, yeah.
So it was our first English school event in 3 years.
Yeah.
And so usually summer camp is like 3 nights, 4 days, and it's pretty involved. But we just did like a summer camp light one night. Mm-hmm. It was really good to go back to normalcy a little bit.
Right.
And the kids really enjoyed it. We got lots of great smiling pictures of them and everything. But all of my staff, we got back yesterday, right? Everybody was just dead because we hadn't done something like that in so long.
Yeah. Organizing an event with loads of people, right? It's tiring, isn't it?
It's very tiring. You used to do it all the time, right?
I know, it was awful. I can't imagine how I did it, to be honest with you.
And I'm lucky that I have younger teachers. I don't do any instruction anymore. I have the younger, more, ganky teachers to do it. Mm-hmm. But man, I'm looking at them like I couldn't do that now. How old are you? 42?
43.
43? I'm 40 this year. I'm just like, nah, I can't. No, don't have the energy to do that anymore.
So I can watch and support from the side.
I can criticize from afar.
I can say, no, don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my cutest memory of it was so we go back to our respective cabins. And at our cabin, we put on a Disney movie,
right? And
it gets the right before the beginning or the end of Act 3 where there's the villain is doing something and whatever, and one of the kids says, "Can you change this? This is too scary."
No way.
I'm like, kiddo, it's a Disney movie. You'll be okay. You'll survive. You'll be fine.
What movie was it?
It's Wreck-It Ralph breaks the internet or something like that.
How is that scary?
Well, okay, so Ralph turns into a kind of a virus in it, and he turns into a kind of a bad character for a little while, and there's lots of him.
Right.
And so that was I don't think it was that the movie was scary. I think that the kids were away from their parents.
Right, I see.
And so in that environment, they were easily scared.
What did you say to him?
Well, I just said it's fine. It'll be fine, and it was fine.
Yeah.
But the next day, when I was taking a shower, I guess the kids crowded around Josh and Mr. Josh, what did they say to you?
So Mitch woke up to take a shower and all the kids woke up after that. And I was trying to sleep as much as I could. And then I hear a thump, thump, thump. And I pull the blanket down and all the kids are standing in a semicircle around me. They're like, that movie was scary. And I'm like, there's Disney princesses in that movie. It's not a scary movie. But anyway, I could understand their feelings. But when we were discussing this afterwards, I was like, at summer camp, motherfucking teachers would tell us horror stories.
Yeah.
Scare the ever living shit out of us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, kids are really sheltered these days.
You got to say, get with it, snowflake.
You can't tell that to an 8-year-old.
Yes, you can.
All right, let's get to the news. First, I want to talk with, let's see, what are you going to make fun of me about? Let's do the most serious one first, okay? Yeah. So Shinzo Abe's assassin, I'm not going to say his name because fuck that guy. He, his plan was to draw attention to the unification church that comes out of South Korea. Do you know anything about this church?
The Moonies. The Moonies, yeah. I don't really know much about them now.
I just got done watching Stay Sweet, I think it's called, on Netflix. It's the Mormon documentary. Mm-hmm. It's not the mainstream Mormons. It's the kind of outcast Mormons who do polygamy and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, wow, I'm super anti-religion right now.
Right.
Because it affected me. And then I read this story about the Moonies and the Unification Church. Have you ever seen their mass weddings?
I've seen a little bit of things like that, and selling Bibles that cost thousands and thousands of pounds.
Well, if you're a religious leader, how are you going to pay for, your Vegas trips?
Well, I was watching that and thinking there is a business here.
They don't pay taxes.
No, that's true.
Think about it.
Yeah, I know. So,
so what you're saying is we should start a religion.
I'm just thinking, what is the kind of figurehead of it? Because,
This is exactly how Scientology happened. Two guys, L. Ron Hubbard and his friend, were on a boat.
Right.
As you do. Mm-hmm. And L. Ron Hubbard was initially, I hope you fucking sue us, Scientology, fuck you. He was originally a science fiction writer.
Yeah, I know.
So he's a fucking fake writer of books, of fake books, right?
Fiction, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then they had a bet with each other. They're like, I bet you can't form a religion. I swear to God, this is how this worked. And L. Ron Hubbard actually was successful.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, that never happened. Because he realized there's a business here.
Yeah.
And so that's how Scientology started.
Welcome to the church.
So what I think we should do, Alex, is you and I should start a religion.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not worshipping me, but I'm going to be some kind of key figure in it, obviously.
What's the Scientology cross? They have like a fake Christian cross. I think it's like an ankh or something.
Really?
So what we need to do is we need to take current like religious iconography and just kind of like make it a little different. I think the cross looks like this. It's like it's like an ankh looking thing.
Yeah.
Josh, can you Google that? Oh no, it's sorry. It's like a cross.
Oh, it's just like somebody went to work in MS Paint with a Christian cross.
That's what it is. So that's what we need. We just need to take something that's kind of...
That looks like clip art.
It is. I mean,
it looks like they...
Have you ever watched the South Park episode on Scientology?
No.
How they believe that like Xenu, I think that's the name, this alien guy, like took like humans and threw them into volcanoes where they died and their spirits remain on Earth. I think he threw them from DC-10 planes or some sort of like World War II era planes into volcanoes. And,
right.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, it sounds totally reasonable.
It's totally cool. Right, Tom Cruise? I mean, he did make a good movie. The new Top Gun is pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
whatever. There was this... Have you ever seen The Critical Drinker?
Yes. Yeah.
He's great because he's always talking about how like famous people before would just say the lines that were read to them or that were given to them in a script.
Yeah.
So we respected them. But then they got on social media. Now we realize they're all lunatics.
Yeah. No, you can see behind the veil.
And you're just like, wow.
How mental they really are.
So this guy who fucking assassinated Abe, which is, have you seen the memes? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, I'm a Japan expert, and I'm here to tell you that is considered incredibly disrespectful to murder the Prime Minister of Japan.
No.
It's because like everybody, like all these idiot, mostly Americans, are like, is that a big deal?
Right.
You're like, yes, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he, I guess, succeeded in his case to bring light to this church, and it's kind of becoming a problem because on Twitter there's like this thing. It translates to, after all, the Unification Church and the LDP are one and the same. It's like trending on Twitter.
Right.
So he was kind of successful, I guess.
Well, it's all a bit kind of conspiracy theory as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
but in the end, to me, it's like, don't reward the asshole assassin. Like, don't inspire other people to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
talking about that, actually, I've got a story here about somebody who was carrying gunpowder near the U.S. Embassy in Tokyo.
Yeah.
So the police stopped this kid in his early 20s who then told them apparently that he learned to make gunpowder on the internet and he wanted to throw it into the embassy.
Yeah.
Which made them look into him. So he's a university student apparently.
Well, then he's screwed, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I don't know how illegal that is to carry gunpowder. So,
well, he told him his intention was to do harm, though.
Yeah, that's true. But how are you going to harm anybody carrying gunpowder in a powder form?
Well, he got half the way there, okay?
Right, okay. Carrying it in a powder form and throwing it into the entranceway.
Maybe he didn't watch the entire YouTube video. He didn't watch to the end.
You know, when you were a kid, they used to have those like firecracker things. Do you remember those? Like they were twisted bits of paper and you throw them on the floor and they pop. Like once I emptied all of those out and lit it up in one go, and it just kind of fizzled out. Like I'm imagining that's the kind of
you were not very successful. I, on the other hand, took they were called whistling Pete's. They were like these little cylinders that when you lit them, they whistled really loudly.
Yeah.
I took all the gunpowder out of like several of these, put them into a Gerber baby food jar, and made a bomb.
Right.
And I lit it off in like a vacant lot in Vegas where it's like in the summer where everything's like dry as a bone.
Yeah.
And some of the cotton swabs that I used to like compress it, like lit on fire and then like went over to a wooden fence and caught a wooden fence and 2 telephone poles on fire.
That is so American.
I was like 8. The police came and I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. And they were like, oh, you're so cute. That's literally what happened. Nothing bad happened.
Gotta love America, haven't you? Just don't care, do they? Just like blow some shit up and they reward you.
The fucking fire department came out and they were like, you're going to be in big trouble. And then they were just like, but just don't do it again.
So you're burning down telephone poles and causing civil
I didn't
disobedience.
want to do that. I just wanted to make an explosion like you, but I was more successful.
But your summer camp children are crying at Disney movies. It's like
no. Those are my Japanese kids. They're adorable. They'd never do anything like that. I was an idiot American kid that did a lot of stupid things.
Yeah, it's the adults that do it in Japan, apparently.
Yeah.
According to this.
So why the American embassy? Is there a reason behind it?
It doesn't seem there's any particular reason, but he was, obviously must have been inspired by what happened with Prime Minister Abe as well.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's scary because, there's so much information out there. You can't contain it. It's like Pandora's box. Like anybody wants to harm somebody can figure out how.
Well, I remember you used to be able to get like bomb making manuals on, what's it called? Floppy disk.
Anarchist Cookbook,
yeah. I remember. So those things have always been around. It's so much easier to get hold of the information now. It's slightly...
Yeah, it's kind of a problem that we're going to have to deal with going forward with our technologically advanced civilizations. As technology gets more and more complicated, it's a lot easier and easier to do great amounts of harm on a larger scale.
But at the same time, it's easier to track where everybody is and what they've done.
Which China's getting really good at. So, we'll see how that all works out. Let's do something a little bit more fun. And it's the pandemic delivers major blow to number of marriages in Japan. The coronavirus pandemic has caused a major decline in the number of new marriages in Japan, with there expected to be some 150,000 fewer newly wedded couples than expected in the 3 years that end in 2022.
Mitch, you're an expert on marriage, so why don't you tell us all about it?
Well, I got as far as engagement,
right,
and we were wedding planning, and then the pandemic hit, and then stuff happened, and now I am single, ladies.
So you didn't even manage to get to the marriage stage.
Okay, we got to planning. We got to planning like the food, of the wedding, and then stuff happened.
Well, I'm so glad that your bomb was so successful when you were 8 years old. But your marriage plans sucked so incredibly badly.
I realized from that whole thing, and to say nothing of the other party in this 2-party situation, let's just forget about that. But I learned about myself, that I should probably never get married.
So wait, why is COVID stopping people getting married?
Because it's the weddings. It's not getting married. It's the weddings.
Right. Okay.
Not getting married. I took it one step further. It's just the weddings. They're reducing.
Josh got married during the pandemic, right?
But he hasn't had a wedding yet.
But
ending in 2022, there hasn't been any weddings.
That sounds great to me.
Yeah, that's what I was saying during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I said, we don't have to have a wedding now. It's going to be awesome. Apparently, that's not what women think. Looking at someone's wife over off camera.
But you just like have a holiday instead?
Apparently, I don't know. You're the one that got married during the pandemic, Josh. What was your guys' thought process on it?
Well, I mean, we're just going to wait until after the pandemic isn't so serious and then have our parties and stuff. But I do know a couple of different people who've gotten married that purposely aren't having a wedding.
It's perfect excuse, right?
They're using it as an excuse.
Right. Why would you go through the stress and all the hassle of that bullshit, stupid party that just stresses you out?
I would say, like, especially in Japan, like the whole
business.
It's really a business to have a wedding party, more so than it is in America, I feel.
Yeah. Getting changed so many times as well.
And every time it's $5,000, right?
Yeah. There's this girl at work who is designing a wedding dress for her sister. It's actually pretty good. I was really surprised and she showed me the photos for it. And like she was asking me advice. I don't know why she was asking me. She was saying, which dress do you think is best? And one was like super frilly and looks like what Japanese people might like. And the other one was really simple and actually looked really good.
White.
No, it's like kind of sheen, like silvery color. I don't know the color wise or whatever. But I said you should go with that one. And I think they went with the frills.
Yeah.
So
I think Western people like a wedding dress that's very simple, clean, and just letting the bride be the beautiful part, not the dress.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be over the top, right?
Right.
But in Japan, they're all like red or yellow, or
especially the cocktail dresses.
Yeah, crazy colors.
And the ones that really annoyed me is the ones that come out in the dress, then they come out in the kimono, or vice versa, and then they come out in like 3 more cocktail dresses. Like I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't need to do 15 debuts at your fucking wedding. Sit down and have a drink.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But the funny thing is that Japanese culture is so like demure and like restrained and stuff like that. And
Except for weddings.
Look at your dress. What are you talking about?
Except for weddings. I guess maybe that's why. It's because that's like their one chance to really just let go.
Just go mental.
Yeah, and it mentally costs a lot of money. I saw a lot of money, mental amount of money.
Yeah, I don't actually go to weddings really because I find them, boring.
Yeah, well, I have to, and so that's one good thing about the pandemic for me is I haven't had to go to a single wedding in 3 years. It's fucking great.
But if Josh invited me to his, I would go.
Oh, did you hear that?
You want to go? It's in Hawaii.
I want to go more now you said that. Sounds all right.
Well, I mean, say that to Mitch. I invited him, and he's like, nah.
Fuck you.
Nah.
Fuck you.
Can't you do a Zoom message?
Can I show up on an iPad to just like wheel me around?
Yeah, I'll have my mom hold up an iPad.
You can drink at home and kind of participate.
Probably be more fun than flying all the way to fucking Maui. If it was in Honolulu, I'd go. Fuck you, Maui.
See, that makes no difference to me. I have no idea.
Have you never been to Hawaii?
No. Western people, why? Western people. Europeans don't go to...
you guys go to Spain or Greece or something.
Yeah, we've got it all there.
Yeah. Well, when you guys did Brexit, all the pensioners in Spain realized that they couldn't stay there.
I know, yeah.
And they're like, what do we do?
What do we do now with our English pub that we've built? Yeah, crazy.
All right, let's get to a fun story. I only got 2 COVID stories though, so...
All right, well, Japanese weather associations created some new words to describe the merciless heat of the summer. So there are actually some official government terms for hot days.
Yeah.
Wow. So one of them is when the temperature rises above 35 degrees Celsius, which is 95 degrees Fahrenheit, apparently. Whoever uses that anymore, I don't know.
Freedom units. They're called freedom units. That's why it's an F.
FU.
Freedom units.
Freedom units. So they call it a morshobi, which is a ferocious heat day in Japanese. And if it goes, if the nighttime low is above 25 degrees Celsius, which is 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
Don't need to say Fahrenheit. Fuck you, freedom units.
Yeah, fuck you.
I don't even know what a mile is anymore. People are like, it's like 5 miles away. I'm like, I don't even know what that means anymore.
I like miles, though.
You guys do stone. What's a stone?
A stone is like a weight thing.
Yeah, but what's the kilograms?
A stone is 1/12 of me.
It's like, I lost half a stone. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
That's pretty good.
It's 6.35029 kilograms.
Mind you, I'm probably about 80 kilograms now.
What's 71 kilograms in stone? So I can tell you.
You are not 71 kilograms.
I'm 71 kilograms.
Are you joking me?
No, what's 71 kilograms?
It's broccoli diet.
Broccoli and chicken. What? Just put 71 there. 71, there you go. I'm 11 stone. I'm tell it to people. I'm 11 stone. The fuck? What do you? But you guys only use stone for when you measure your body weight.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Well, you're single, so you can work out whenever you want.
Yeah, isn't that great?
I blame it on my family.
All that delicious food that my wife makes me.
Yeah,
she made me fat. No, that's the beer.
So anyway, at nighttime, it is the beer. Nettaya, which is a tropical night, is another word that they use as well. So apparently they've made 2 new words for when it's super, super hot, over 40 degrees Celsius, which is kokushobi. Is that right? Cruel heat day.
Cruel heat day.
And super tropical night, which is cho nettaya.
Cho. Cho just means very, right?
Very, very nettaya.
Yeah.
So... whatever.
So I actually want to ask you a question. Did you see that? I think it's Sky News from your country, where this like blonde anchor woman asked a meteorologist about the coming heat wave, which happened like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and he was like, "It's going to be serious. Like people are going to die. Blah 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 blah." And the blonde anchor was like, "Oh, you meteorologists are just so doom and gloom. It's the weather. We want to hear fun stories."
Right.
Did you not see that?
Yeah.
And then everybody like has paired that with the Don't Look Up weather anchor lady.
Yeah, that movie Don't Look Up. I watched it, right, and I'm a big fan of satire. Generally.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate that movie.
That movie's so good. What are you talking about? It's so funny.
Utter shit.
What's shit about it?
I don't want Leonardo DiCaprio and other Hollywood A-lister stars doing satire and being so clever with themselves when they're right up their own fucking arses. I really hated it.
You hate it for the most random reason. You're like, I wanted them to have a B-lister to...
No, like Veep or something like that is a good satire of the American presidential.
What is Veep?
So Veep's a show that was made by a Scottish guy called Armando Iannucci, who made a lot of satire in the UK and then went over to the US with it. And it's about the vice president. So what's the name now? Julia Louis-Dreyfus plays the vice president of the US, and it's all about her race to the top, whatever. So it's a really well done, excellently written satire. But Don't Look Up was so obvious. It was like fucking kiddies level,
So it wasn't so obvious because most people who watch Don't Look Up actually think that it's about the COVID pandemic and not about climate change.
Right.
Because when they were filming it during the pandemic, they actually had to up it and make it even stupider because of COVID and the ridiculous things that people were doing.
Yeah, but it's so dumb because it's like, this is a joke now. It's just so obvious. I just looked at it from a British perspective and I was like, well done, Americans. You're trying your best to make a funny satire.
Okay, you guys do win with the comedians usually.
I mean, like, American comedies apart from Bill Burr and like Good People, I mean, it is just kind of a bit obvious, isn't it?
Well, okay. Most of the timeless comedy troops do come from troops come from your country. I grant you that.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Monty Python, right? The Quest for the Holy Grail. That movie will be remembered in 100 years, but Don't Look Up will probably not.
So yeah, I loathed Don't Look Up. I'm sorry to say. I did watch it to the end, but I didn't like it.
I enjoyed it except for the ending where the bad people got their comeuppance. I didn't appreciate that. I wanted the bad guys just to get away with it because that's what happens in real life.
Yeah.
The bad guys get away with the bad shit.
But the tech mogul guy as well, it was like, here's a tech mogul. This is what they are like.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so, it's just wheeled out. It was a bit too obvious for me. Anyway,
okay.
Unpopular opinion. I don't care. So I've got another one here about glasses. So I'm actually short-sighted, or I was, until I had laser surgery on my eyes.
When did you do that?
When I was like 26 maybe.
It didn't like revert back?
No, not at all, because I was fairly young when I did it, so it's actually worked really well. And now I've got laser vision. I can see anything.
I'm becoming short-sighted.
Right. Okay.
I don't mean like in my personality and character.
Well, that was there from the beginning.
You asshole.
It's baked into your nationality. It was nothing.
Yeah. Well, we're only 250 years old or whatever the fuck. Is that your British satire? Is that where you're going? Is that your British humor there?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
That was just an entry-level one for you.
It's just stingy. That's all it is stingy.
No, I'm just easing you in so you understand.
Okay.
So I had laser surgery and now, precision vision. Okay. Can see anything. But apparently they're making some new glasses that can correct myopia just by wearing these glasses. So they shoot kind of tiny lights into your retina.
Josh is going to put the picture in the YouTube thing. It's crazy.
Have you got a picture of it? I want to see what it looks like. Yeah,
it's crazy looking. It's like a bunch of little prisms in the lens.
I'm guessing those kind of opticians glasses or something like that now. They put on me.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that, but it's a little bit more hardcore. But
so it makes you blur your vision, forcing you to look further ahead and exercising your eyes, reducing pressure of the actual definition of the eyeballs. Ooh.
Would you walk around with those?
God, no. I'd rather be short-sighted. Fuck that.
They only have a limited run of them. I think there's like 12 pairs or something like that. Good.
There's fucking hell, how much do they cost? 77 man. So that's like $5,700 a pair.
But that's only because the yen is weak right now. That's about the buying power, about $7,000.
Man, that's nuts. And there's only 20 pairs up, so 20 people are going to look like losers and be able to see themselves well in the mirror.
So glad you're on the show today, Alex. Let's go with my gloomy stories, and then we'll get to, what do you got left?
Robot arms.
Okay, we'll do that last. Okay, here we go. So Japan population falls by a record 726,342 people to 125 million people. Mm-hmm. So basically, people aren't having babies because of aforementioned wedding thing, and also people are dying because of old people, and yeah.
There was a power cut in Kagoshima about how many years ago was it now? It was about maybe 20 to 30 years ago, and the birth rate of babies went right up.
Oh, because the power went out for a while?
Yeah.
How long did the power... you mean with
it kept going out with brownouts.
Hatsui... What was it called?
Hachirokusuigai,
the flood.
That, and then after that as well, there were power outages for ages. So apparently the number of babies went right through the roof.
All right, well, I can't watch TV. Let's have some sex.
Yeah. So just do that again.
Oh, is that your solution? Did you just solve the problem?
Yeah.
So do it in maybe a winter month.
Just turn off Netflix. Netflix and chill. Where's Netflix? Well, it's better get on with the chilling. You know what I mean?
I remember some ESL forum where some Japanese person was confused about what Netflix and chill means.
Right.
They had to explain it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in some countries, like in America, for example, a lot of people had babies during COVID because there's nothing to do but fuck.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen here.
Maybe it was social distance that was the problem.
I don't know. Did America do social distancing? They never really got that down, did they?
Not really.
So it does. The article does end with Okinawa was the only prefecture to see positive population growth of 186 persons.
Wow.
In the year.
Well done.
Due to its relatively high birth weight. Also, the population shrank because no foreign people were moving here because they couldn't get visas.
So you're saying the foreign people are impregnating the local population?
Well, hurry the fuck up. You did. You got 2.
I've done my job.
I've done my job.
My responsibility's finished.
Married 2 kids. Married.
No
kids.
I didn't marry 2 kids.
Married with 2 kids.
Right, okay, good.
Married, no kids. Not even married.
Any kids?
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of.
Not
that's
that I know
answer.
of. That's the correct answer.
Some little blonde-haired Japanese kid running around
with an attitude and an ego. I'd be like, fuck.
And a long body.
Crossover teeth in the front and be like, ooh, well, we're just checking all the boxes here. Do you have a failed marriage as well? Japan to offer. I'm going to do this one too. Japan to offer Omicron and COVID shot at least twice vaccinated people. Now, I would normally bring this one up. So basically, in the fall, they're going to have Omicron specialized. No, it's going to be the normal COVID vaccine, but they're also going to put in the Omicron, protection as well.
Okay.
So my question to you, as someone who's been twice vaxxed, because I've been three times vaxxed. Mm-hmm. You did not like your reaction to the second vax.
Oh God, no.
And so, would you do, if they included Omicron protections, would you do a third?
Nah. Why?
What happened to you? I don't know if it was the shot, but it did happen.
I had some really weird side effects.
Might have been side effects of the shot. Might have been stress.
But I had a lot of problems afterwards. So things just like weird numbness in my arm and partially leg as well. Like waking up at night with apnea, not being able to breathe.
Yeah.
Heart palpitations.
Sounds like stress.
No, but it was like...
Did the arrogance come after the shot, or was that before?
That was there always. But I'm glad to say a lot of those symptoms have gone now.
That's good.
Which is good. But immediately after I had the second shot, when I get vaccines and stuff, I don't care usually. I'm just, whatever, hit me with it.
Whatever.
Done lots of things like this before. And when I had the second shot...
Yeah.
About 10 minutes afterwards, I just felt really, really dizzy and sick.
So, some people did have weird reactions to it, regardless.
So I kind of crawled out of the chair. I mean, I literally couldn't stand up. And I went to the nurse and I said, I think I'm having a bad reaction to this in Japanese. And she went, it's almost lunchtime. So can you just sit down for 10 more minutes? And I said, I've got to drive after this to get home.
Yeah.
So I'm really not confident I can drive. And she just sit down for 10 more minutes and we'll see how things go.
Yeah.
And I kind of got back to normal a little bit. And then obviously I had the fever that everybody else had as well. And from then onwards, I just it was messed up basically.
Yeah.
All these weird symptoms kept coming and going and stuff.
And what's weird though is that I know people that got triple vax and on the first, second, third vaccine, nothing happened.
Yeah.
They're just like, I went out drinking. One of our friends just went out drinking that night.
Yeah.
So, now I had Pfizer, Moderna. Pfizer wasn't that bad.
I had Moderna.
Yeah.
First one wasn't too bad. The injection had a bit of a fever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Second one, God knows what happened. Maybe it was a dodgy batch. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, they did make them quickly.
Yeah. And different companies made them too.
I mean, I don't know. I think that if they offer it and if Omicron is still a nuisance like it is now, I'll consider it. But
I think it's important for everybody to make a decision based on their own, decision or whatever. I don't think you should base it on spurious fact off the internet and things like that. Speak to medical professionals.
Yeah, when people are like, I did my research. I'm like, no, you Googled it, you fucking twat. Yeah, it's not research.
Speak to doctors. Yeah. Make your own mind up. At the end of the day, they're not doing it for you. They're looking at epidemiological statistics.
Yeah, also consider your risk factors. Like, are you in a position that you might, spread the virus to elderly or sick or something like that, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's a very mature answer for you, Alex.
Yes.
All right, let's go to our last story today.
All right. So the last story I've got here is robot arms to replace shelf stockers at Family Mart in Japan. So a company called Telexistence, I think, and Family Mart are rolling out a fleet of artificial intelligence-driven robots which will restock shelves in 300 convenience stores across Japan. So a bit of a video of it now. Basically, they go inside the fridge like this and pick up the drinks on one side and put them on the other. Now,
the people do this, right?
Yeah, people are doing it. And sometimes you're in store and they're doing it and it's freaky.
Yeah, because you take a drink and then they put a new one in there.
And
you're
like,
goes,
and you're like, oh shit, what are you doing?
Okay, what's going on
So, right, the solution to this, I'm sorry, instead of making a stupid looking robot like that, which is all cool and everything, is just move that back shelf forwards. Do you know what I mean? By like a fucking foot. And then you've got no problem.
Yeah.
What's the issue here?
Yeah.
I don't understand. But anyway, some companies made a bit of money out of it, so whatever.
I have a question for you, Alex. So we're getting a Henna hotel here in Kagoshima.
Are we?
Yeah, we are.
Where's that?
It's going it's going in front of Don Quixote on Tram Street.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay. So what do you think about that? They're going to have like a dinosaur that checks you in.
Yeah, I've been to Henna Hotel and
Henna Hotel means like strange hotel.
Strange hotel.
And it's in House Tambosu, which is the fake Holland? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's like a recreation of Amsterdam, central Amsterdam. So what they did was basically, I mean, the recreation of it was incredibly well done, actually.
I've never been there. I refuse to go. Is it worth it?
I loathe it.
So it's going to be awesome.
More than any place on earth. Now,
wait, which one do you hate more? Don't Look Up or House Tambosu?
House Tambosu.
I should definitely go there.
Probably. I mean, it's all right. People who like it, fair enough, whatever. I'm not disparaging the people who run it. Do what you like. But when they built it originally, it's really well done. I mean, it does look like Amsterdam. And
really?
They brought in, builders who made the places there. The bricks and stuff come from there. The tulips come from there, whatever. But the problem with it is that they've taken all the interesting shit that's in Amsterdam.
The stuff that we can't mention.
The drugs, the prostitutes, the detritus, the filth.
The filth.
That's not all there is in Amsterdam.
There's the flavor of the place.
Lots of really nice people as well, but and it's just very sterilized. You know what I mean? It looks like the Disney version of what people might think Amsterdam is like, but without the magic of Disney. So it just sucks, man.
Can you get a Sasebo burger there?
I don't know if you can. Maybe you can actually. Yeah.
Because my mom's hometown is Sasebo.
Yeah.
And the only thing that Sasebo is good for is cheeseburgers. Yeah. I'm sorry if you live in Sasebo. Don't hate me. I really don't like my mom's hometown. It's not. It's.
I've never been. I don't think I've had a Sasebo burger either.
Sasebo burgers are really good, but they're best from places outside of Sasebo making Sasebo burgers.
Right. Okay. Yeah. They put the effort in. Yeah. Not just the place.
Yeah.
So apparently Microsoft and NVIDIA have collaborated with the production of these ARMs, and they're called SCARA.
Okay.
Is the name SCARA, which means what? Selective Compliance Assembly Robot Arm. Catchy. So the TX SCARA may be grabbing you a drink and passing it to you at a Family Mart near you soon.
There are things that should be replaced with robots. There are things that, like you said, they just move that shelf over.
Yeah, just what's the point? Or put it out front so you can see it.
Yeah, so it's fun.
Yeah. Or you put 10 yen in it fucking moves or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it. Weird. They should do something with fried chicken and robots.
Why?
Because, I don't know, Chris Broad could make a video about it then, right?
You know, that video where he did all the fried chickens from Japan and he compared them, I saw that the minute he uploaded it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's going to do zillions of views. And it did. And when we asked him about it, he's like, I fucking hate that video.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
He's like, because he does like high level art and kind of stupid videos too.
Yeah.
And he wants the high level art stuff to take off, which I understand. I get it.
And that was a massive health risk as well. All like cholesterol in one go.
It was a very good video. I did enjoy it though.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of fried chicken, I think you and I have to go to dinner now, but that's been our show today. It's a little bit of a truncated show today because me and Josh are going away this weekend. Where we normally film our episodes, we're going away. We're going to a little trip.
Where are you going?
Oita.
Why are you going to Oita?
Because my friend from Vegas lives there, and then him and his wife haven't done anything since they got married. So I was like, I'm driving there anyways. Let's go.
So it's a road trip plus Mitch.
No, it's Mitch's road trip plus them.
Right, okay.
You asshole. It's fucking... Thanks for being on the show today, Alex. Love you lots.
Love it. Bye.
Bye, everybody.